syndrome gone full restless body syndrome? Are you staying up 3 days at a time with barely any sleep? Are you having an impossible time calming down? Then you should try Obscura Biotech's Calm Me Down capsules. Pop 1 to 5 of these and sleep like a baby.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Nifty Dimensions podcast. We are, of course, sponsored and produced by Obscura Programming.
Wrongfully going about our day, wronging others with no right to do so, until we stand rightfully accused of being in the wrong place at the wrong time for the wrong reasons. So much stress! Drink your coffee and get so juiced up on caffeine.
Has restless leg syndrome gone full restless body syndrome? Are you staying up 3 days at a time with barely any sleep? Are you having...
In a world where the elderly just want to retire. The World Scythian government has tasked all institutions within the establishment to re-educate the masses. We all beg of you, at the behest of the organizations keeping the world together, stop asking questions. Questioning authority is never right. In fact, it is very wrong. Did you know expressing the wrong opinions actually breaks thought law? This can be punishable with heavy fines or even jail time. It's time to abandon facts. Stop doing your own research. Stop questioning the narrative. Trust the narrative. If you distrust the narrative, you are a distrustful person. If you openly speak about distrusting the narrative, you will be put on a list as problematic. Critical thinking is a prison. Let us tell... your thoughts. We will make up your mind for you before you even have to. Dualism Talk Radio. Telling you the truth.
I hope you're happy, because now you're going to be serving hot dogs. It's simple. Hit up the new station, slap a bun down, the meat, some ketchup and mustard, and you're good to go.
You think you got the fastest hands in the land. You think you got what it takes to dominate the competition. Has its own bracket. We celebrate the entire franchise. So whether you're longing for the old days of your might in the more technically difficult, immaculate triumph, or you want to see the sweat pop off the sides of the skulls you all of in the immersive, realistic graphics of elderly eradication. You're in both retro and modern. Each winner gets a grand prize of 1,000 Scythian credits. Immortalize your skills on our leaderboard at FighterCon 24. It all goes down at the Spectre City Conference Center. Be there.
No music, no gimmicks. Just soul simulation. Legion Talk Radio. Our death metal band, ASM Carnage. Today I am conducting a little interview. This is Talk Radio after all, since we dropped the songs and such. No more music. We're trying to capitalize on talk radio as it dies. Greatest podcasts and status post live streams take over. Let's focus all our efforts on talk radio. That makes sense. Real smart decision from the bigwigs and the fat cats here at Elysian Radio. Elysian, Elijah, whatever. Oh well. Today I will talk to a fellow rocker, a fellow musician. He's had a few projects like lead guitarist in Bloodlust Storm. Talking about Tony Stitches. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing good. Hey, what's your name again, mate?
I don't remember.
Right. I'm feeling pretty weak at the moment, to be honest.
That like
The music was alright. The last beats of the buzzsaw riffs and the heavy, chunky, low-tune guitars and all that, Great musicians, but just cold-blooded, literally and figuratively speaking. These blokes wanted every album cover to be printed with our blood mixed in the ink. Wanted ritualistic. Called the ideal fan base a death cult. Just all this weird demon worship, black magic nonsense. They thought it made the music heavier, but I thought it was a load of tacky bollocks. When they started kidnapping neighbouring pets in hopes of performing a mass ritualistic sacrifice for a music video, I had to bail. Knocked out the singer Chester, the guy with chainsaw, Chaz the Conqueror, whatever he calls himself. I moved to Sedai shortly after to find some other partiers to make a proper rock band with.
you happen to get to see this girl right before hair metal peaked in popularity. What was it like playing with
It was absolutely wild. Girls loved us, the guys wanted to be us, an endless line of fans to party and drink and carry on with. We didn't even have to pay for anything. We were sponsored by Donovan Draft. Oh, we was raking it in, but we were none the wiser. Our manager, the Rev, didn't know how much money we were making, so we lugged our own gear, drove our own tour bus, we had Russian shards so we wouldn't fall asleep behind the wheel, playing half a dozen shows every week. It was mental. Barely slept on those first few tours, even when I wasn't driving the bus or gear van myself.
Sounds pretty wild. What was the biggest mishap you've encountered on stage?
One of the later rock performances. You know, brought in all the DJs and Candy Raver kids. Well, they tried making it some weird yoga festival there. Rock the Warehouse. Elevate, they called it. I was with FOTE. Brand new band while Bloodlust was on hiatus. We called it the Free Football Experience. Now, we had no music written. We were just picking a key of music and improvising. Just winning the whole thing, yeah? So we mixed some play a second set. We wound up improvising an entire second set of music. Some hippie bloke in the audience recorded it. It was like an entirely different band was playing 2 sets. The guy who took over that year to make it yoga theme later joined enacting Diplomacy United. Full on nutter now. Absolutely insane.
Bloodless Storm album. Favorite Bloodless Storm song?
Well, I'm very partial to our third album, The Misfits of Seacoast Road. It was a concept album. Record label. But we wrote it about ourselves, really. Our manager had made off 99% of the profits from our first 2 albums and our first live record. Wanker called himself Reverend Don Jeffrey.
Get your stinking nets, hooks, and worms out of my face, fisherman.
Fancy that. We came to his country and made it big. He went to our country and died in an alley.
Kind of curious, Rock. Still sticking with Alfred guitars?
I still work with Alfred guitars. In fact, they've even made me their model. Signature Series Stitches LX. It's got 7 strings and the neck of a baritone. Absolutely wicked tone on this bloody thing. Got the same pedals I've always rocked. The neighbourhood Formula Fuzz for the less heavy stuff, and the Crimson Steel Overdrive for the heavy metal. Sometimes I'll get wild effects with the Tate Insider multi-effects for gear. Well, other than Sacrificial Blade, probably when we had Winged Scorpion opening for us. Bunch of young chaps from a smaller country in southern Hispanic. Great lot, but absolutely mad. Never seen anyone drink, smoke or fight as much as them. Their fans were the worst though, nutcases. One year, we was watching them play a late night cabin set, and every band was coming on late. I'm talking hours late. Winged Scorpion fans were drinking more of the $3 draft, and they were getting belligerent. Every band would come on and play a song, and the second they stopped, the crowd is yelling, "Where's Winged Scorpion? What is Beluga?" They just released this album, Beluga, glam metal piece with sitars. Never ended up playing. They got lost on the way to the festival. They'd gone the wrong side of the Spectre Forest. The fans were so angry they burned down the cabin. 4 people died, and a few more got hospitalised. It was a mess. Meanwhile, the band is 10,000 miles away, completely lost.
It's about all the time we have, Tony. Anything you want.
Got a brand new live album dropping, live from the hometown. Blood type. Thanks so much for having me on the show. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Enjoy a healthy, balanced diet, exercise regularly, and get a proper amount of sleep in. But honestly, that's boring. And sometimes it's impossible. So when you don't have time for self-care, let Jazzy's Java fill in the blanks. Fill those running shoes with the energy of a triathlete medalist with our coffee. This is Dom Plays from Status Post here. One thing that gets me going for my streams is Jazzy's Java. Their coffee kicks some serious ass.
When you just want to sit back, take it easy, and enjoy some classic tunes like Farmyard Festivities, Happy Humble Hijinks, and Escape from the Barn, then man, there's no better snack to munch on than these new desserts. The chewy chocolate chip cookies and delicious hot pies will change how you think about dessert, bruh. No lie! The chewy chocolate chip cookies and delicious hot pies will change.
QuickCure has all the answers you need. But that doesn't mean you need to keep asking more questions. We've got this. You just do what you do best, whatever that may be, and let us handle all the legwork in this health thing. Follow our lead, and you'll never have to pay attention to all that boring stuff again. QuickCure, making healthcare fun, passive, and carefree.
So much is expected of us in modern Scythian.
Tired of corporate mandated gobbledygook? Ditch the propaganda. Listen to the people. Seacoast Row Public Radio.
This is Seacoast Row Public Radio. It all started with one interview. A child star revealed his harrowing experience on the set of the Obscura programming production, Farmyard Festivities on Ice. Recorded backups. And today, I'm uploading them all to my radio feed here on Status Post. Remember, download and redistribute these before they get scrubbed. The following interview is with Miss Vivian B. Johansson, Obscura Biotech's Director of Behavioral Health. Vivian also used to serve as Chief Company Executive at QuickCure Pharmaceuticals for many years. You'll notice at the end of the interview, I verbally consent to treatment at the Better Days Rehabilitation Facility on Dury Jongo Island. I am confirming now the validity of Vivian's offer. I am currently recording this introduction on the island. I just got through orientation earlier. Everything went well, got a bit of a headache, but I'll survive. I have no idea what's in store for me here. It could be an amazing vacation in paradise, or I could get lobotomized once I upload these interviews at least. Anyways, stay tuned. I plan on broadcasting from the island daily for the entire year of treatment, internet strength permitting. Be sure to subscribe. The only place you're going to hear or see any of this is on my status post. Turn on notifications too, alright? Now here is my interview with Vivian Johansson. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me today, Miss Johansson.
Well, after Al messaged me and told me how modest the production was, I just had to see it for myself.
We do what we can within our budget. I'm sure you're not accustomed to small budgets, especially after having served as Chief Company Executive at QuickCure. What were some of the programs you oversaw there, and why did Obscura Biotech take an interest in you?
Oh, I can answer both questions with one answer. I was the head of the Treatment for Tots program, in which QuickCure offered a free year of prescriptions for kids under the age of 12. This was to introduce a whole new line of children's formulas. Everything from cough medicine to behavioral modifiers. The free prescriptions offered were primarily calm-me-down capsules to keep kids quiet, attentive, and well-behaved for hours. The stronger doses last through an entire school day or work shift for adults. Back then, we didn't have high-speed internet, and there was no social media to speak of. But with the wild success of the program, Obscura took notice. They were just getting the green light for the Fabricating Reality initiative. companies and their respective teams focused.
When I talked to Alistair, he said social media and streaming are the future of entertainment, and told me to ask you about that. You want to elaborate on his remarks?
Social media has changed the way people live, the way they communicate, the way they interact and view the world. Status Post revolutionized culture, which is pretty incredible considering its beginnings as a website for illicit fan art and erotic fan fiction. Okay, imagine instant communication with everyone else on the net. It's the true emergence of a hive mind, a colony brain, if you will. People can ingest information.
Are you a conformist or something? You better rage against the corporate-sanctioned, socially acceptable subsection of the machine. Yeah, that's right, get angry. About the scapegoat shield issues designed to take the heat off actual problems, turning society into a rotten
into your own hands can be intimidating. It can be confusing. Why bother with all the messy details? Hit up your local Quick Cure, pay your bills on time, and let our health technicians completely dictate your health. We offer patented hands-off healthcare to keep you...
Religion Talk Radio.
Hey, kid. You've been doing pretty good. Corporate thinks you're ready for the drive-thru. You'll find a switch near the window. Turn it on. But only if you think you can handle another flow of customers.
You ever think the world is just gonna like end out of nowhere? Maybe a comet will come and wipe us out, or there'll be a mega volcano. It could happen tonight. You better not be caught dead and played, dude. You gotta dress like every single day is your funeral. By buying our dark shirts.
We know what's best for you. Your health is our priority. We take every credit we earn incredibly seriously and pledge to provide the highest quality healthcare your credit can buy. You can trust our healthcare technicians to unfailingly bring you the best prescriptions, treatments, and vaccinations.
G'day, mate. How's it going? Northbury Pale Ale is gonna get you. Or a top shiller. Sure, it might be bitter as it gets. But so what? That's how you know it's working. Don't be a fussy bloke. Get a Northbury Pale Ale up ya. Goes great in a stubby, but mind your pace. These might have you dropping your guts. Throw back a few pale ales and unleash a whole mess of barking spiders. Oh, mate, you're a bloody legend.
Senile Showdown. Savage, psychotic humility that really brings the franchise to a whole new level. The 54-button combos are just out of this world. And it's great. They removed the block button. I mean, who really uses the block button anyway? The block button was replaced with a permanent uppercut button, and I cannot be happier about it. While some people think Hellraiser lost their touch, abandoning the more retro aesthetic of the hard fighting games, you can't deny the graphics boost. And they've got to evolve at some point, right? These aren't arcades with curses written into the top score leaderboard. It's a city blocked off from the rest of the world, and all the elderly are sent there. Like, the government turned a whole city into an old home. No one under 65 gets in, and no one over 65 gets out. Only authorized orderlies can move freely within this walled-off society. The player must liberate guard posts throughout the city, taking down each orderly chief running them. Each orderly chief has an intricate backstory as well, and a daily routine. This means each experience will through the game. These orderly chiefs have AI that will also evolve and grow on its own with you. I'm not going to spoil it anymore. Get out and play it today.
Devam. Nasıl olmuyor artık?
Who needs exercise, nutrition, proper sleep, sunlight, and a properly balanced diet when you got Quick Cure and Obscure Biotech by your side? Our new line of supplements and prescription pills will have you feeling at your best in no time. Whether it's pain busters, stress killers, or calm you down capsules, we've got you covered.
Sup, Status Post? It's me, the Shogun himself, Corey Kenshin. You already know I'm always getting down on the latest Fun Zone titles. Whether I'm breaking ankles, escaping the infected, and Here the Living Dead. Or breaking freaking necks in the latest fighting games like Senile Showdown, Old Home Throwdown. Bars. I like to grub before a game. And when I'm extra hungry, that's when I know I gotta go with the delicious, scrumptious, Happy's Humble Breakfast Buffet. I know, there's not many left around, but if you're close enough to one, and I'm talking like within 5 hours drive close, then you gotta. Even a farmer's getting in on the action with a single scrambled egg.
Potato.
In fact, I'm gonna head there now. This breakfast all day. Let's get it. Sharing my thoughts on Senile Showdown, Psychotic Senility, I thought, let's do something a little different and talk about the critically maligned fan favorite, Senile Showdown, Geriatric Genocide. So, this one, it really got Jackie Jo Johnson and the media going. The gore was a bit over the top, and the series went from cartoon violence to just straight up horror movie, right? And while the addition of blood and bone breaking upped the ante, like, a lot, it provided, like, satisfying crunches and splatters after a perfectly executed combo. It wasn't what had the media in it up for. It was the introduction of you leave your opponents dazed, right? And players who successfully play, quote, special combo would then do like a brutal death scene. It was Hellraiser. It was like they finally realized that they just took enough time and stepped away from developing games, and they listened to what Jackie Jo Johnson was actually saying about their goofball franchise, and they leaned fully towards making the game actually weird. Of course, fans will get retirement finishing. They saved the franchise. The game also introduced boss fights at the end of the stage, and a boss would like block your exit. Some of these bosses are winning, and get ready for it. Dr. Lobotomy, the Physician Freak, the Dementia Demon, and Governor Lockdown, and more. And the designs for these characters were wicked sweet, man. They brought sci-fi and fantasy elements into the series. So if you're like me and you missed out on the first series,
プリシエート、ハブアハッピーハンドルで。
When you just want to sit back, take it easy, and enjoy some classic tunes like Farmyard Festivities, Happy Humble Hijinks, and Escape from Porn, then man, there's no better snack to munch on than these new desserts. The chewy chocolate chip cookies, the delicious hot dogs, will change how you think about dessert, bruh. No lie! The chewy chocolate chip cookies and delicious hot pies will change how you think about dessert, bruh. No lie. But be careful. Once you eat one, you're gonna start smashing these things.
Who needs exercise, nutrition, proper sleep, sunlight, and a properly balanced diet when you got Quick Cure and Obscuro Biotech by your side? Formulated supplements and prescription pills will have you feeling at your best in no time. Whether it's pain busters, stress killers, or calming down capsules, we got you covered.
Trying to capitalize on talk radio as it died. Live streams take over. Let's focus all our efforts on talk radio. That makes sense. Real smart decision from the big wigs. Today I will talk to a fellow rocker, fellow musician, as the project like lead guitarist and one plus one.
Lily Coho.
How are you doing, Tony?
Doing good. What's your name again, mate? Might have to rush through it, mate. Quick Cure pharmaceuticals and pop some calming down capsules. Stave off these shakes.
You're a opposite. And I'm from how's that? You better shut up. Shut up, Mom. Isabella, shut up, Mom.
But we were none the wiser. Our manager, the Red, kept us in the full-on nutter now. Absolutely insane. Great lot, but absolutely mad. Never seen anyone drink, smoke or fight as much as them. Their fans were the worst. Nutcase. One year, I was watching it play on night jackets and everybody was coming on late. I'm talking
So what? I mean,
drinking more and more of the free Donovan draft and they were getting military. Here's Beluga. They just released this album, Beluga. Glad they were pleased with Sitars. Never ended up playing. They got lost on the way to the festival. Gone alongside the Spectre Forest. Fans were so angry they burned down the cabin. 10 people died. And a few more were hospitalised. It was a mess. Meanwhile, fans 10,000 miles away. Completely lost. We've got a brand new live album dropping. Live from the hometown. We've got a new studio album about to drop. Blood type. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Oi there, you Ripper legends. Get yourself some Donovan Draft. It's bound to get you going, and it's cheap, so you...
radio transmitters, and other rare and weird items. You might even be able to sell some things or two for some credits, but you aren't making money on the side, are you? We've got extra shifts available, you know.
City and government ushered in a new era, and with it, a chance to make history.
Has restless leg syndrome gone full restless body syndrome? Are you staying up 3 days at a time with barely any sleep? Are you having an impossible time calming down? Then you should try Obscura Biotech's Calm Me Down capsules. Pop 1 to 5 of these and sleep like a baby.
Hello, this is Rev Spin
One of my favorite things to do is rent King's Comfort rooms where people have died or been murdered. And just like lay in the dead energy of the room. I always remember to bring my jet black thermals with me when I do. And these overpriced candles to set ambiance. Ambiance. They're shaped like crows and ravens. It's awesome.
when you just want to sit back, take it easy, and enjoy some classic tunes like Farmyard. There's no better snack to munch on than these new desserts. The Chew chocolate chip cookies.
Taking your healthcare into your own hands can be intimidating. It can be confusing. Why bother with all the messy details? Hit up your local Quick Cure, pay your bills on...
The city and government ushered in a new era, and with it, a chance to make history. A chance to change the scope of society across the entire planet for the better. A chance to bring the morals and values of Zaydites to every crack, corner, canyon, crevice in every country and town. With one homogenous culture, we could excel, blasting towards the future with renewed purpose, unity, and net income. Profit that doubles, triples, or even quadruples investment cost. A chance to bring C-100 truck to the entire world. Imagine 3 vehicles in each household with an average 15 miles per gallon. A blender, juicer, oven, toaster oven, crock pot, coffee machine, espresso machine, grill, deep fryer, and air fryer for every family. The freedom to choose between the choices given.
If you're my age, you probably grew up with Fun Zone consoles. With it, all the great games. Senile Showdown, Toxic Invaders, Bomb 'em. Fun Zone had the best of the best. One voice turned louder than all.
appreciate. Have a happy 100 day.
I won't take up too much of your time and get right to it. What are some of your most famous?
I've acted in movies and TV. Video games. My most known was probably as Happy the Humble Heifer, specifically in the Farmyard Festivities reboot, Happy's Humble Hijinks. What a fun gig. It was a bit surreal. Now, come on, buds. Giving up isn't in our nature. If we keep digging, we'll surely make the power and ratio hair back to the barn. Put your hind legs into it.
I grew up bugging too. I used to play the Super Mario Bug games growing up. How long were you boys happy and what else?
The show ran for, I think, 6 seasons, and there were a few movies as well. The ratings were strong at first, but eventually they leveled off. The Vanover twins didn't seem too interested in ratings and profits. They were all about making a reboot that captured the spirit of the original. Obscure Programming wasn't too happy or humble about that. They came in, canceled the show, and all the upcoming TV movies. The Vanovers got demoted, took a pay cut, and got forced into a writer's room they weren't in control of. And they actually had the nerve to fire the entire voice acting staff, only to rehire us on later reboots at lesser wages. And after some of us have been working there for decades.
What happened when you got brought back? Did they recast you in the next reboot?
Obscure Programming's rebrand was aimed at teenagers and adults, and it was a multimedia event. It went from slapstick comedy to drama real fast. It's like they took the series finale, Farmer's Harvest, and stretched it over an entire anime show, and comic books and horror films. That was Obscura's big game changer. The anime was for the kids, the comics were for the teenagers, and the movies were for the young adults. To make it all more confusing, all 3 series were called some variation of Escape from the Barn, despite existing in separate timelines.
Which of the ones did you wind up working on?
Escape from the Barn, the anime, was a TV series about the barnyard buds on the run. Every episode furthered the story. Characters would be introduced only to be killed off in a later season or even in the same episode. It came to be a trope known as red fur. By season 3, it was leaving kids crying and having nightmares. Do you think Gary the Grumpy Goat or Dimitri Duck would have laid down their lives for us if they knew we would all... Fine. Huh? No offense, Charlie.
Stayed with that show until the end, and I won't spoil what happens in the finale for listeners who haven't seen it. Were you involved in the Nightmare Kaiju film as well?
Sure was. That was an interesting gig. The Escape from the Barn Nightmares film. They were basically horror movies for young adults. The mascots would morph into these twisted nightmare forms, which were giant kaijus that would destroy cities. I actually voiced the kaiju screams. I did the screams of the monster cow, Happy. And Petey, the portly pig. And Charlie, the chillin' chicken. And even some strange mutant characters. Exclusively on Duri Jongo Island. Apparently they had some weird underground movie studio set up. The whole thing freaked me out. So I bailed. I think they kept using my screams for the first 2 films anyway. They never sent me the royalty check, but by that point I was too spooked to want to bother them. They could keep my phone. Stay away from me.
Yeah, an underground movie studio does sound pretty sketchy. I don't blame you for bailing at all. What kind of weird stuff was happening when you were still there?
I don't know much. I just heard stuff second and third hand. Oh, wait, you know what? I have a friend. I'll have him reach out. He's been meaning to talk about it to someone in the media. Duty calls. It's been great talking with you. I'll message you the details for that child actor on status post. He wants to remain anonymous, but still has a really juicy story. You'll probably want a break. Anyway, take care.
Taking your healthcare into your own hands can be intimidating. It can be confusing. Why bother with all the messy details? Hit up your local Quick Cure, pay your bills on time, and let our health technicians completely dictate your health. We offer patented hands-off healthcare to keep you productive, docile, and satiated. Let us do all the heavy lifting.
No music, no gimmicks. Just soul simulation.
Hey everyone, welcome back to New Elysian Talk Radio. It's me. You may also recognize me from my ASMR death metal band, Carnage. Today I am conducting a little interview. This is Talk Radio after all, since we dropped the songs and such. No more music. I'm trying to capitalize on Talk Radio as it dies. Right, podcasts and status post live streams take over. Let's focus all our efforts on Talk Radio. That makes sense. Real smart decision from the big wins. And the here at New Elysian Radio. Whatever. Oh well. Today I will talk to a fellow rocker, a fellow lead guitarist in Bloodlust Storm. Talking about Tony Stitches. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing good. Say, what's your name again, mate?
I don't remember.
DJ? Right. I'm feeling pretty weak at the moment, to be honest, DJ. Might have to ruffle through my bag of Quick Cure pharmaceuticals and pop some calm down capsules. Stave off these shakes. Had a jazzy jar this morning that's given me a touch of anxiety and a leaky bum.
So most people are well aware about your melodic riffage and soaring leads in Bloodlust Storm, of course. Most don't know about your time in the black metal band Sacrificial Blade. What was that like?
The music was alright. The blast beats and the buzzsaw riffs and chunky them guys was great musicians, but just cold-blooded. Literally every ritualistic chants backmasked into the music, called the ideal fan base a death cult. Just all this weird demon worship. Black a load of tacky bollocks. When they started kidnapping neighbouring pets, performing a mass ritualistic sacrifice for a music video, I had to bail.
You think you got the fastest hands in the land. You think you got what it takes to dominate the competition. Then test your might at our fighting game tournament. Every Senile Showdown game has its own bracket. We celebrate the entire franchise. So whether you're longing for the old days of retro beat-em-ups and arthritis, looking to prove your might in the more technically difficult Immaculate Triumph, or you want to see the sweat pop off the sides of the skulls you wallop in the immersive, realistic graphics of elderly eradication, you're in luck. Show off your skills on consoles, both retro and modern. Each winner gets a grand prize of 1,000 Scythian credits and eternal bragging rights. Immortalize your skills on our leaderboard at FighterCon 24. It all goes down at the Spectre City Conference Center.
Tired of corporate mandated gobbledygook? Ditch the propaganda. Listen to the people. Seacoast Row Public Radio.
This is Seacoast Row Public Radio. It all started with one interview. A child star revealed his harrowing experience on the set of the obscure programming production Farmyard Festivities on Ice. He disclosed the cast and staff were paid terrible wages and experienced psychological torture for the duration of the show. This led me down a rabbit hole, eventually securing interviews with some important people from within the Obscura programming and Obscura biotech infrastructure. As far as they know, they confiscated all recordings of these interviews, which is why they told me, "We regret to inform you, the audio is corrupt and the interviews will not be released." Fancy that. All 3 interviews are corrupt audio files. Good thing I recorded backups. Today, I'm uploading them all to my radio feed here on Status Post. Remember, download and redistribute these before they get scrubbed. The following interview is with Miss Vivian B. Johansson, Obscura Biotech's Director of Behavioral Health. Vivian also used to serve as Chief Company Executive at Quick Cure Pharmaceuticals for many years. You'll notice at the end of the interview, I verbally consent to treatment at the Better Days Rehabilitation Facility on Durry Jongo Island. I am confirming now the validity of Vivian's offer. I am currently recording this introduction on the island. I just got through orientation earlier. Everything went well, got a bit of a headache.
Exercise, nutrition, proper sleep, sunlight, and a properly balanced diet when you got Quick Cure and Obscura.
Do you like energy? Do you love energy? Do you find yourself using up so much energy every day that you're running out of it? Taking multiple naps and sleeping for 12 hours? Hitting that snooze button over and over again? Well, no more of that! Get yourself some Jazzy Java. Our coffee is like a crisp slap in the face from a frostbitten hand covered in clove oil. It's got such a kick that it makes Bump Cola feel like a sedative. Jazzy's Java will give you the jumpstart and jolt you need. Crack into our coffee today, or we don't like you. I'm serious. Woo!
Pain is a part of life, an inevitability.
As district rights are trampled by the world's Scythian government, where will you turn? Turn to the people themselves.
I've talked about their fabricating reality initiative before, and it has gotten no less scary in the past, 10 years since they started leaning into it heavily. At least 8 since I started mentioning it, trying to warn you all. You're telling me that no one else finds it weird that a world government
that awkward moment where you don't know the song names from the band you're listening to. Like, you don't know the bassist's birthday or the guitarist's third favorite Mr.
As district rights are trampled by the world's Scythian government, where will you turn? Turn to the people themselves.
We are so appreciate. Have a happy 100 day.
Seacoast Bro Public Radio. Now, usually you might expect me to be looking into conspiracies such as the ecliptic prophecy or what happened on Dirty Django. But today, a celebrity that shall remain anonymous. If you had a television set as a child, you probably remember Farmyard Festivities or one of the other Happy's Humble cartoons. With the Super Barnyard Buds video games. Super fans might remember even more obscure stuff, like Farmyard Festivities on Ice. On Ice discontinued after troubles plagued the tour. There were rumors of a curse, abusive management, and a litany of other problems. The show was shut down permanently, never to return. Several cast members perished or disappeared under strange circumstances. I had a, quite frankly, strange interview with one of the remaining cast members. Their voice will be masked, their name withheld. We're not even going to tell you what character they played. Here's it. Part of the cast on the very first run of Farmyard Festivities.
Be honest with you, I played it was kind of messed up. We had to put on the suits and just felt like they were targeting, closing in on you and letting go. Like the suits had a mind of their own. The set was cursed. Some of the cast went missing, some of them even died in freak accidents. We weren't allowed to talk about any of it, but you said you cover up my voice, right?
I'm going to modulate your voice, and whenever I mention your name, or the character you played, we'll censor it with a wonderful sound.
I just don't know if the FFOI handlers are still out there watching.
The FFOI handlers? Who were they?
Yeah, the people that ran everything behind the scenes. That kept us on task, talent handlers. They made sure we showed up on time and ate the right food and took the right care capsules to maintain the best mental state to perform proper and land every spin. I mean, just controlling every aspect and where we go and who we talk to and what we can and can't say.
Sounds like skating in the falls weren't the hardest part of the job.
You can practice skating alone on your own time and body to make the right moves, but to perform in front of a crowd with these really controlling production talent handlers on top of the hundreds of audience members and 3 generations of brand name fans, it was just out of control. The pressures of the road and life in the spotlight really got a lot of my co-stars coping in unhealthy and even dangerous ways, as if they were trying to clock out early.
Marshall Gary got paralyzed from the waist down. A few of the other cast members just vanished. After all this went down, they started bringing in international actors. The local talent started to hear all the rumors that the production was cursed and were too scared to even try out.
So not only is the production team abusive and threatening, there also might have been a supernatural element at play. It's almost like you know my listeners.
Yeah, that was what had us all so spooked. We weren't sure if this was all a curse or if it was just abusive management, because the management were actually just as scared as we were. Strange things would go down on set, like stage lights crashing into a Zamboni mechanic and causing permanent brain damage. The actors and actresses started to have thoughts, bad thoughts, violent thoughts, shaping us into someone else. The original Charlie thought it was weird how in the series finale of the cartoon, the character died, so he thought the director was ordering hits on the cast to get it as close to farmyard festivities as possible. We all thought he was crazy, but never got to tell him that because he opted out not too long after. Until the weird stuff started happening. A few shows in, I tried out for Charlie, the Chillin' Chicken, but the same pay. I'll be right back. I swear I'm hearing something at my porch. There. Alright. No!
When you just want to sit back, take it easy, and enjoy some classic tunes like Farmyard Festivities, Happy Humble Hijinks, and Escape from the Barn, then man, there's no better snack to munch on than these new desserts. The chewy chocolate chip cookies and delicious hot pies will change how you think about dessert, bruh. No lie! The chewy chocolate chip cookies and delicious hot pies will change how you think about dessert, bruh. No lie! But be careful. Once you eat one, you're gonna start smashing these things. I'm telling you.
As district rights are trampled by the world's Scythian government, where will you turn? Turn to the people themselves.
Welcome to Seacoast Row Public Radio. Now, usually you might expect me to be looking into conspiracies such as ecliptic prophecy or what happened to Derry Django. Today, we've got something different. Celebrity that shall remain anonymous. You had a television set as a child. You probably remember Farmyard Festivities or one of the other Happy's Humble cartoons, such as the dramatic animes. Festivities on Ice. On Ice was a short-lived production. Curse, abusive management, and a litany of other problems. The show was shut down permanently, never to return. Several cast members perished or disappeared under strange circumstances. I had a, quite frankly, strange interview with one of the remaining cast members. voice will be masked, their name withheld. We're not even going to tell you what character they played. Here's an...
One of my favorite things to do is rent King's Comfort rooms where people have died or been murdered. And just like lay in the dead energy of the room. I always remember to bring my jet black thermals with me when I do. And these overpriced candles to set ambiance. Ambiance. They're shaped like crows and ravens. It's awesome.
Religion Talk Radio. Telling you how to trust, how to feel complacent, and how to think.
G'day, mate. How's it going? Northbury Pale Ale is gonna get you buzzed. Whether you're a true blue bloke or a top G'day, mate. How's it going? Northbury Pale Ale is gonna get you buzzed. Whether you're a true blue bloke or a top shiller. Sure, it might be bitter as it gets, and it'll have you running to the bog. But so what? That's how you know it's working. Don't be a fussy bloke. Get a Northbury Pale Ale up ya. Goes great in a stubby, but mind your pace. These might have you dropping your guts. Throw back a few pale ales and unleash a whole mess of barking spiders. Northbury Pale Ale. Face out for the car? Oh, mate, you're a bloody legend.
As district rights are trampled by the world's Scythian government, where will you turn?
Sup, Status Post? It's me, the Shogun himself, Corey Kenshin. You already know I'm always getting down on the latest Fun Zone titles. Whether I'm breaking ankles, escaping the infected, and here the living dead. Or breaking freaking necks in the latest fighting games like Senile Showdown, Old Home Throwdown. Bars. I like to grill before a game. And when I'm extra hungry, that's when I know I gotta go with the delicious, scrumptious, Happy's Humble Breakfast Buffet. I know, there's not many left around, but if you're close enough to one, and I'm talking like within 5 hours drive close, then you gotta go. All you can eat from a mouth-watering buffet, Petey's crispy bacon and pork sausage, Charlie's country fried chicken, so much more. It's like even the farmer's getting in on the action with the Seco scrambled eggs. In fact, I'm gonna head there now. It's breakfast all day. Let's get it.
Inner foundation are skeletons, because we're all the same on the inside for the most part, right? Join the Link Legion and grab yourself a Skella-Link. Those aren't the only
Do you
bones
like
we dug
energy?
up, because next we have the one and only bit bones. 1,000 original pieces handcrafted.
Taking your healthcare into your own hands can be intimidating. It can be confusing. Why bother with all the messy details? Hit up your local Quick Cure, pay your bills on time, and let our health technicians completely dictate your health. We offer patented hands-off healthcare to keep you productive, docile, and satiated. Let us do all the heavy lifting.
That awkward moment where you don't know the song names from the band you're listening to. Like, you don't know the bassist's birthday or the guitarist's third favorite mistress's favorite.
Pain is a part of life, an inevitability, something we must all face and endure. But why face the pain alone? Obscura Biotech has your back. The latest formulas of our Pain Buster pills will have you content and forgetting about that slipped disc in no time. Pain Busters, busting pain out of the membrane.
Seacoast Row Public Radio. Giving a voice to the people.
Another day, another dozen reasons to move off the grid and never interact with anyone again. I mean, where to start with this generation of Scythians? An entire function on status posts just to report and dox each other? I thought that was what the block button was for. If someone bothers you, block them and move on. You probably should use the block function. Nowadays, people can't agree to disagree like socially competent adults. They turn to RAT and go for the jugular, try to get each other fired. Oh, you voted differently. Well, your kids don't deserve to eat. I'm hitting the squeak button. I'll have your job. Yeah, what a healthy way to deal with opposing viewpoints. Why bother competing when you can just cancel the competition instead? At this point, we may as well start burning books to heat our houses. I don't get why we're rewarding people for becoming the very surveillance drones we used to be terrified of. What, when it's robots watching you, it's scary? When it's your neighbor watching you, it's progress? Then again, we're wiretapping ourselves now with these Paragon OS systems, and all for the sake of laziness. Wiretap, can you add blueberry muffins to my shopping list? Biotech 3D printers have access to our computers, our social media accounts, our banks. No one finds all of this creepy. What happens when your 3D printer goes rogue and starts fabricating reality you didn't ask for? Good luck dealing with the nightmares getting printed in your garage. That's just an artificial intelligence gaining sentience, hacking into your 3D printer and spawning your robot killer. And your surviving family members will have to foot the electric bill. But don't worry about that. You should be worried about spying on your neighbor, looking for something to squeak on them for. You know who doesn't get squeaked on? The world's Scythian government. Ever since they took control, the media's used nothing but kids' gloves. No one ever got held accountable for the nuclear meltdown. Investigation, they formed a world government out of it. They rewarded their own incompetence with complete control of sight. No one finds that insane.
No, you're all too busy ratting on each other and taking videos of yourself lip-syncing instead of questioning what the people in control are doing. On that note, how's lip-syncing a trend now? You'll get yelled at for self-promotion if you share an original song, but if you lip-sync to someone else's song, you get an endorsement deal with Bump Cola. It's like anything that takes effort and skill makes the masses feel inadequate and angry. So they hype up the laziest, most dull people to feel better about themselves. These people think their life is a music video, but they don't even know how to make music. And for some reason, they get rewarded for it. You can't blame kids for becoming vapid narcissists when it's what society encourages. But the adults in their 20s and 30s fallen for this? What's your excuse?
Has restless leg syndrome gone full restless body syndrome? Are you staying up 3 days at a time with barely any sleep? Are you having an impossible time calming down? You should try Obscura Biotech's Calm Me Down capsules. Pop 1 to 5 of these and sleep like a baby.
Tired of corporate mandated gobbledygook? Ditch the propaganda. Listen to the people.
This is Seacoast Road Public Radio. It all started with one interview. A child star revealed his harrowing experience on the set of the Obscura programming production, Farmyard Festivities on Ice. He disclosed the cast and staff were paid terrible wages. As far as they know, they confiscated all recordings of these interviews, which is why they told me, "We regret to inform you, the audio is corrupt and the interviews will not be released." Fancy that. All 3 interviews are corrupt audio files. Good thing I recorded backups. I'm uploading them all to my radio feed here on Status Post. Remember, download and redistribute these before they get scrubbed. Following interviews with Miss Vivian B. Johansson, Obscura Biotech's Director of Behavioral Health. Vivian also used to serve as Chief Company Executive at Quick Care Pharmaceuticals. You'll notice at the end of the interview, I verbally consent to treatment at the Better Rehabilitation Facility on Dury Jongo Island. I am confirming now the validity of Vivian's offer. I am currently recording this introduction. Taking the time to talk to me today, Miss Johansson.
Well, after Ellen.
We do what we can within our budget. I'm sure you're not accustomed to small budgets, especially after having served as Chief Company Executive at Quick Care. What were some of the programs you oversaw there, and why did Obscura Biotech take an interest in you?
Oh, I can answer both questions with one answer. I was the head of the treatment for TUPS program, in which Quick Cure offered a free-year prescription for kids under the age of 12. This was to introduce a whole new line of children's formulas. Everything from modifiers. The free prescriptions offered were primarily calm-me-down capsules to keep kids quiet, attentive, and well-behaved for hours. The stronger doses would last through an entire school day, or worse. Back then, we didn't have high-speed internet, and there was no social media to speak of. But with the wild success of the program, Obscura took notice. They were just getting the green light for the Fabricating Reality initiative, and needed a sort of liaison between Obscura Programming and Obscura Biotech to keep both companies and their respective teams focused.
When I talked to Alistair, he said social media and streaming are the future of entertainment. He told me me to ask you about that. You want to elaborate on his remarks?
Social media has changed the way people live, the way they communicate, the way they interact and view the world. Status posts revolutionize culture, which is considering its beginning as a website for illicit fan art and erotic fantasy. Imagine instant communication with everyone else on the net. It's the And beyond the individual user experience, you have to take into account the vast implications of this for corporations. Even status posts themselves monetize the data they harvest from users and then charge those users to promote. Any of the collecting? No. They're using a free platform, getting worth out of it. As far as I'm concerned, Status Post is 100% earning that monetization. And the fact that sites like Status Post can sort of gatekeep what people say, what they post, and what they promote, well, it's just great that a benevolent titan like Status Post and not the masses themselves. As far as streaming, it's and final say. So again, great. Status Post video and Status Post music cost about 10 credits a month each and offer endless content. So much entertainment. They choose what they put on their platform, they can ban anything on the scene, and they can distribute profits as they see fit to their content creators. This keeps the content creators in line, desperate and hungry, so they're always churning out new material to feed themselves and pay rent. So, take all of this into account. Just one company. Status Post social media, Status Post video, Status Post music. Just imagine the degree of social engineering that can...
Yo, do you even lift, bruh? It's time to hit the gym extra hard. Time to bring your pump to the next level. Time to set gains to maximum. We've got pre-workouts that'll leave you so energized, you swear you shot for 8 jazzy jobbers. This stuff is so legit, the government wants to ban it. But after finding a legal loophole, we figured out how to use untested ingredients with undocumented side effects. Never mind all that. These supplements are the goats, and we take risks for our pumps. CNG. It's a state of mind.
One of my favorite things to do is rent King's Comfort rooms where people have died or been murdered and just like lay in the dead energy of the room. I always remember to bring my jet black thermals with me when I do, and these overpriced candles to set ambiance. Ambiance. They're shaped like crows and ravens. It's awesome.
Tired of corporate mandated gobbledygook? Ditch the propaganda. Listen to the people.
No one else is like you. You are so much different, so unique. Otherwise, why would you be here buying these wearing them? Live your life, dude.
Are you a conformist or something? You better rage against the corporate sanctioned, socially acceptable subsection of the machine. Yeah, that's right, get angry. About the scapegoat shield issues designed to take the heat off actual problems, turning society into a rotten, decaying, oppressive, tyrannical corpse. Show your anger. by buying spike-studded armbands. I'm dead inside.
Ham by Me. When our heroes stumble upon a pack of wild boars,
psychotic senility that really brings the franchise.
Barnyard companions, or with his nomadic kin. But Charlie the Chillin' Chicken overhears the boars dissing Petey, calling him a domesticated swine and bacon strips. Charlie is unsure whether to tell Petey after the boars threaten to defeather him. Will Charlie tell Petey about the boars bullying? Will Petey leave his buds behind? Find out on Escape from the Barn. Ham by Me.
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go. And no one can stop us wherever we roam. We're better together, we'll find our way home.
Hey, kid. Are you looking for a job? Calling all burger flippers and those that live to serve. Happy's Humble Burger Farm is looking for part-time workers this weekend only. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Head on over to your local Happy's Humble Burger Farm and speak with Happy the Humble Heifer. Tell her we sent you. Duties will include burger testing, streamlining restaurant operations, and customer satisfaction. Remember,
You won't believe how happy you feel after enjoying a happy meal.
On this thrilling episode of Escape from the Barn, the buds get marooned, and Sammy the surly salmon faces his worst fears in Utter Island. The barnyard buds are forced to rush over a bridge during a storm, finding themselves stranded on an island. They await advice from Sammy, but when they reach the bay to find it, they discover he's been captured by the farmer's brother, the fisherman. Will Happy and company be able to spring their salmon? Or will Sammy be served as sushi? Find out on this week's Escape from the Barn, Utter Island.
We'll climb every mountain, we'll ride every road. Adventure awaits us, excitement wherever we go. And no one can stop us wherever we roam. We're better together, we'll find our way home.
ビアと
Obscura Family Programming is brought to you by the letter C, which stands for